Minnow and I went to the park today, behind the museum. I haven't been there for a while, at least since April Fool's Day, since I started working, it would seem, all the time. And of course it wasn't really frisbee throwing weather, so we didn't have the seasonal urgency to go and to see and to throw the frisbee. And also I've been holding back with throwing the frisbee with Minnow because he's got some loose teeth in front. Not super loose, but enough to consider maybe we're definitely not doing tug of war, which we call tug of wear. And anyway, what struck me with going to the park today was how green it was. A lot of grass, a lot of green grass, and a lot of weeds, a lot of yellow weeds, a lot of dandelions. And I'm pretty familiar with the park seasonally behind the museum, and the park maintenance seems to go in waves. You know, someone will get to those weeds at some point, but right now they're flourishing. And what struck me most was the green, the bright green and yellow panorama. And I thought it was interesting. Grass is green and weeds are yellow. In review of all my work online, which is 8+ years and several websites, too many for me to count right now, the law, never gave the value to toss, ass, sought, ass, lot, low T. ASS, parentheses L, O, T, overtime, the lot, low T, time to complete event, okay, versus thief end, okay? So your couple is the coup, and it's sending Dow with war, and the people that are speaking are two red characters, providing the ag to condone Dow with war as they all feign and back their own asses up and test each other's jackass. You're a jackass too? Okay. Two that are red will continue to keep doing the talking and supplying the currency to speak on tooth, had, dude, and doer. Doer red, dead again. Okay? It's a big problem. Rob and robe, mend, okay? Thief end, mend, debt, thief end, okay? Thief end. You're only making the thief sustainable, okay? To your fake grief, all right? I work at the post office at the processing plant. They have a union. There's no holistic option. So you've got two factions, tokened, debt again, pushing back and forth on each other, kicking the shit show around without resolution because it didn't have any to begin with, okay? Event, all right? Stop kidding yourself that your fee really felt the eel, okay? With your feet. All right? To complete versus compete, thief end, debt again. Again, the law. the law we wet, the weight, never gave the value to toss Okay, you don't have a ballot. Okay, you don't have a ballot to do time for even, to complete even. Oh, you only have a time to complete even. HIE, go quickly to the venerable jacked off authority. And I mean DOF, stupid, not DOFF. Take something off. May I suggest your hi-hat? Okay, where hydrogen, H, is a symbol for hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe that doesn't actually exist on Earth, and it is my contention that you have to breathe it first with the thirst. And as it is, your bread is a breed delivering a red bed, debt thieving. Okay, your job, your date of birth, and your job, okay? Okay? You're presenting yourself as being aware with your money, but your money doesn't square as carrying the value by being the value, by bringing the value and receiving the value and making the value sustainable. Okay? So you got stupid, who believes in your jacked off stupid virtue. Okay? That's your square. You're making friends with spurious. Look up that word, spur. I toss spurs all day. It means illegitimate. You're making friends with spurious capacity. You're lacking thoughtful follow-through, even too. Even, event. Okay? What else? I got pages of notes. I just kind of don't get to them lately. Regarding the law, Nate never gave the value to toss. So ought, sought, and lot, low, T. Okay, where T without a hyphen is time for completion even. Lay an egg from the example gave. You pled and that example, you lay it to an ID. Okay? You in the lot, hyphen, can't back up. You ever gave value to do with you. And that EID, that is the oath in the feast. It's never hap-penned, okay? And follow through. Even to. Follow true, okay? It's never happened. I have a way of being able to show that, okay? Illustrate that. I work with facts. You want a value, you need to be the value. You want a third person to make up that it is the air, H-E-I-R, right here, right there. You need to be the air right here, okay? And do with you. Put myself on the line because I'm not good at not being unhappy, and I live my life with a right to be happy and live my life passionately because I am responsible and can afford my desire, okay? So I'm not competing with you jackasses to be happy. You're causing the competition because you're weak, all right? Good job, all right? Good job. What the fuck? Put some hyphens in that. Okay. Yeah, fuck anything for a stupid ass buck, okay? That you keep kicking the shit around till you find someone who's like, nah, I don't want your shit. I politely don't want your shit. And you're like, no, we're gonna make you have it. We're gonna create an obstruction to your work, even if it sets us behind and causes more complaint because jackass, all you have is a proprietary right to complain. Okay? Thief end. You're not putting yourself, your head, on the line and the limb, okay? Not as far as I can tell. Asswell. Okay. What else? This isn't your value. It's never been made sustainable and follow through. And I will politely point that out to you as much as you need it. As you need my edit. Okay. I'm a little on the fence, but maybe I can tip this about what videos I'm going to make public, because I have several videos that are already loaded. I just have to take them off of private and put them in public. And go to Think Tank, so I could use their internet juice to upload GoFig and make it relevant. My other website besides this one are the two current ones. Let's see, what else? Kind of seemed like in a slump, so I thought, well, I'm very concerned about what I consume to have energy. And so I thought, well, maybe Minnow needs something. Maybe Minnow needs something to plump him up, plump up his soul. He's 6 years old now. And so I got the camera's backwards. It's New Pro. So Minnow has New Pro. It makes a really nice gravy on his grain-free kibble with freeze-dried turkey bits. And Minnow really likes kibble with gravy, and he polishes the bowl. And that's nice to see. I like to see Minnow comfortable and happy. So I was trying to find, some juice, some theoretical juice, some physical juice, but kind of like, I love this. I'm like, good. Okay. Like what else is new or I need to touch on? These videos I'll be releasing, perhaps. I'd like to point out that I ask myself, why are these dipshits making their lack of love my problem? And it's like, you're weak. Good job. Okay? What else? And what I mean by making it my problem, why are you going out of my way to obstruct my work? Okay, let me think of what someone in a supervisor managing capacity of their craft and people under them could do with their free time when we're in the same working space. Okay, so I use a pallet jack. I get large pallets of boxes of Amazon, etc. Wheel it into an area with hampers with numbers, which are routes. It's a scheme. It's a scheme with routes, okay, for each mail carrier. And I toss and I sort, okay, and I scan and I hear audible and I can even have visual to know where to place the package to get to the carrier. Then when I'm done, wheel the empty pallet out, place them and stack it and grab another full pallet of boxes. Take the pallet jack and put it back to the same area. And I don't do this willy-nilly nor whimsically, like thinking like, okay, now I think I'm going to daydream and not pay attention, and I think I'm gonna take a break, and then I think I'm gonna, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And I have a time frame I have to hit. The mail carriers come in, okay, at a certain time every day. And so this person, unnamed, although you can hear audibly who it is in the other video, she's mail carrier where I'm parcel service. I don't know what I am. I'm PSE. It's not really an official hire at the postal plant. And what else? You work like a fucking mule, okay? You are the pack animal. And you are the pack animal because after a year, you can get regular if you don't fire yourself or get fired, okay? But when people make regular, then they're entitled to sit around and then wait for the next pack mule to come in and do all the work, okay? Unfortunately, I don't die off, and I only get stronger with work, and I actually like to work hard. Isn't that funny? So, ironically, I'm in the wrong place and the right place at the same time, but not exactly at the same time. Meaning, it'd be nice if the brand that promotes this value actually supported it. Okay, and then I didn't have to politely point that out. You're not supporting it. Okay, so get donkey off my back and get donkey off my fucking face. Okay, and don't be saying things to me in a very boss-like manner in communion with other bosses and supervisors that this job is a choice. Okay, because as I said in that impromptu interview slash interrogation, my ethos and work ethic, my proprietary work ethic, that will cause a lot of resentment. What else? What else do I need to talk about here? Okay, two things. One, and Minnow's pawing me. Give me some love! Maybe I should make a note because they're splitting and going in two directions. Okay, in that interview with my supervisors or bosses, I don't know what they are. Okay, in the hierarchy of the post office, they're over me. Obviously, I worked there a month and a half. Okay. He always wants more attention when I'm on a video. That's fine. All right. when you apply to work at the post office, you get to take a series of tests and background checks and pee tests and drug tests and everything. Okay, and my process took me 6 months, and one of those tests, which they have a videotape over you while you're doing the test to make sure you don't cheat, because they want to test, at least for me, they were testing memory, but I also would say they're testing aptitude and temperament, because I do recall that one of the buttons, one of the multi-choice buttons to tick was, speaking of tick, I had a tick bite behind my left ear, and now it's got a little bump that I can't see what it is, and I can't see if it's red or swollen, but it hurts. And when I found the tick, because I'm like, oh, really? I think I got that when Minimo and I played Frisbee at the post office, and I gave him a hug in the car, and I think the tick climbed on me. Anyway, I came home. I know I'm segueing. I came home, I took a shower, because that's the first thing I do. First thing I do is I wash Minno's paws, and I rinse off the bottom of my shoes at the very least and park them at the door. And then I strip my clothes, and I take a shower and get shiny and clean and feel good. And so I get my work clothes and shoes off. And then I put a little 3% hydrogen peroxide in my hair if it's wet, and I blow it dry so it looks like it's naturally sun-kissed without chemicals in the sense of all the shit that you pour down the drain, so it becomes our ocean, and we all get to suffer. I mean, drink it, okay? So anyway, for me, why do I do it? I think darker hair kind of looks a little harsh on me, even though I've got plenty in the back, and I'm very happy for it. I kind of like to lighten in the front also because I'm getting some gray. Good or bad, it is what it is. So it's like, you know what? Blonde is a closer match to gray. Anyway, so that's what I do. I take a shower, blow dry my hair, put a little hydrogen peroxide in, and then put lotion on, and I was rubbing it. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, I'm like, it's attached. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm asking myself, what is that? I'm like, I fucking know what that is. And I'm like, wrenched it off. Okay. And I could see its little legs, outside my 2 fingers going, I know it's a fucking tick, and once I put a tick down the bathroom sink drain, and I came back an hour later and it climbed out, and I'm like, okay, that's frightening and annoying. So I flushed it this time, hoping I don't see it climbing back up the toilet bowl. But anyway, it's unusual because this one bit. And it's day 2, and I'm aware that my fucking ear is sore, and it's a little bit swollen. Anyway, where was I? Back to the multi, choice option, where to become a postal employee. One of the questions was basically, what's more important, or what do you value? Sending direction or emotion? And I put direction. And I brought that up with my boss's / supervisor meeting, and I was aware that the person I was speaking to, who seemed to be vying for respect, but I'm like, don't make me spell it out for you. If you're coming to me for respect, you need to be necessary. okay? And don't give my necessity away to a fucking jackass, okay? Because I'm not okay with that. Now, what else? Yes, I was aware that my supervisor was like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I know what your role should be. I'm very aware, okay? Even if I didn't take your fucking test, okay? It seemed to me, for my read, when I presented that information, that my visual feedback was, you're not, we're speaking on the level, and I know what the level is, okay? And anyway, I'm not going to go into it, but in fact, the video that I may or may not release is called Sure Shot. Sue the Sure Shot, so what? As much as you want to. As much as you want tooth, the head had do with you, wed, okay? Did you marry do with you in the oath and the feast and follow through? For the want toffet, for the want toffet. Fideism, a belief in self-revelation, faith. I was going to say fifth, the fifth. Take the fifth, silence, 0, 1-on-1. What's the 0? You take the fifth, the plea of silence. If I phi x, x is time, it's also the Roman numeral, 10, 1 and 0. Toff is a rich person. Did you marry do with you for the want toffet? I don't think so, and I can prove it. Okay. I can prove the vetted, the desire, and I can prove EI, which is in German is egg, the example. Okay. What else? So, other direction. Well, let me continue with this. The boss, the sure shot. What you're going to see in that is you're going to see I'm already being angled by my bosses and supervisors to point the finger at me that I am a bad egg, okay? It's not comfortable walking onto a platform that you're already being persecuted as a criminal by criminals that are fucking holding the hand to persecute you. Oh my fucking God, okay? Token. You don't think that shouldn't make me angry, upset, and cause fucking anxiety? Okay, why don't you go look at the last job you think I had, okay, for sustainability. I'm not really feeling taxed, okay? I will take this down and I'll fucking nail it myself if I need to. Get my point across. We're not doing this shit anymore. All right? What else? Yeah. I don't know where the video ends. Okay, it turned off about 18:49 minutes, if I recall, and I've not watched it through because I don't have the. I lived it. Okay, I lived it. You get what you get. You're probably not going to see things that aren't that pretty, but you'll see me negotiating raw. Okay, and even following my intuitive sensibility of when I'm trying to leave, and then I'm being asked to, don't go, we want to talk with you. It's like, oh, that sounds like my cue to turn on to make a video. That's what that sounds like. Okay, and following my intuition. All right, what else? Back to the current one, where a female employee, I believe, is jealous, even though she has a fiance, and this scenario has already occurred many times. Anna Maria at Trader Joe's promiscuously promoted the fact that she had a fiance, and yet totally got her panties in a bundle when Dominic, my neighbor at the time, came into Trader Joe's where I worked and was talking with me, and he is gay, by the way, and Anna Maria was just like, couldn't stand that someone was giving me attention. I really don't know. I don't know what her problem is, except that she's robbing love, okay? And she's not the sum. And to presume MEID, that's a void. When you have an avoid, again, speaking one-on-one. O-on-one, okay? Who are you speaking to? Anyone doing this talking is on the me one eye. You would redo, okay? Nude and newer, red, dude and doer, okay? That's it. Well, what happened? I was speaking with Jen at work. We're throwing packages. She's a clerk. And she's been in the job, is it 13 years? She's been there a while. And she was talking about, she asked me if I saw Hocus Pocus. And I think it's because of maybe the music that was playing or something. I don't remember how the conversation started. And I asked, she said, it's a really good movie. I said, is it with Bette Midler? No, I remember. She said something from Hocus Pocus and then referenced it to Hocus Pocus. And then asked me if I saw the movie. And I said, is it with Bette Midler? And she said, yes. And yeah, I said, those characters are indelible. And yet I'd have to watch it again. And even with the way she described it, I'm like, yeah, and I want to watch it again. And she said Penny Marshall. She said Penny Marshall was in it. And she didn't know if she produced it or not because we both acknowledged that Penny Marshall went on to be a producer. And in, you know, and in a way, a person that broke ground in that filmmaking economy as a woman. And she said in Hocus Pocus, Penny Marshall is actually working the gig with her brother, and they act as a married couple. Okay, so I was like, ew, and she's like, oh, don't worry, they weren't happy, they were discontent, so they didn't do anything. But my takeaway was, you're all discontented. If you're not causing the discontent, you are the discontent, and you're actually with your law for the people under God, ego God. They're all red characters. Debt again, to lend, a store, and story, and a sorry, and amour, and adore, red. Your fucking siblings. Fuck bucking siblings. Okay? FB, fullback. Tine and ting. Fuck fucking siblings. You're fucking your brother, or you're porking your sister out, okay, to be fucked by a porker, okay, a jackass, all right? That's what you're doing, okay? So again, if you're not discontent, you're causing the discontent, all right? To go round and round for no reason, for no reason, thiefen. Ort, that is a crumb left after a meal, a meal. Meal. Thiefen. Okay. Fort and fort. What you claim? Tag and bag again, and bad. TB, trial balance, tuberculosis, to be announced. Bad again. Okay. You're sending the time thief end. What do you expect from that? No innocent dime, okay? Your business is not in the business of manufacturing innocence. Mine is. Okay? Your law, hyphen, thiefen, where the couple, the co up, on Dow with war, is 2 red characters. Okay. Same or. Sore, sorry, store. What's in store is red. You do not have love in store by sending Dow with war to get your money, okay? Let's accept that as your basis of understanding and start working through even two if you want to. If you don't want to, that's not my fucking problem, and I'd appreciate it if you don't make your weak will my problem. Okay? What else? Notes. Yeah, there's no false way to go for reward except to push the same shame around, okay? DG, DeGratio, thank God, the dame and the game, mend, okay? Shaman, that too, okay? All your ideology of people you believe in, you think have contributed warm fuzzies instead of negative pricklies, cold pricklies, are all dowing with war, okay? To restore a sore. And sorry, story, and tore the eye, red, okay? Red debt, thiefend, okay? Big flags for me in my hearing when people trump authority, be it, well, the union says, as Dick did at Forest Avenue, is I'm kind of like, you know, the union is for people like you that evade work, okay? That's why you fucking have a union, because you yourself evade work, and then you promote yourself as the authority of the union, okay? Which was created because you're not doing real work, okay? Relationally, okay? There's no tooth out there that had to do with you. Okay? If you want value, you got to get it through. Okay? Sustainably. Et tu. The newer doer. You're not being the value, okay? If you're not being the value, you're not bringing the value, you're not aware, okay? Enough to love, are you? It's not my fucking problem. So stop putting your vain, V-A-I-N, jealousy on me and thinking it's V-E-I-N, all right? Or even. Okay? You only brought proprietary capacity to screw, ask, are you, screwer, and redoer, okay? Your military is all down with war. Your models take off their clothes to be stupid for stupid amour. Okay? They're not really pretty, pre-tie. They're not really pretty. Okay, you can't appeal and they will let you in because their image isn't to be in reception even, okay? Not for the want of it. And in this scenario, I brought the value, I'm tough. The head, do off. Take your hi-hat off. A foot. Shaman, amen. You're all mending, down with war. Okay? You're not the value to restore. Nor can you, and you keep this up, it's very obvious you don't want to. Okay? All right, let's see. Back to the craft. So I toss packages. It's a scheme, a route, a carrier. Numbers. So I've been thrown into this world, this new world where I go to work very, very early in the morning. Sometimes I see cars, Friday, Saturday night. I'm like, oh, these are party goers returning home. So I'm going to work. And but I'm becoming very conscious. I'm becoming very aware of streets and numbers and ranges and how throwing packages to streets, to carriers, to numbers, to routes, to addresses, and then driving and then seeing the visual makes connections and more solid awareness in terms of memory. And like, it's one thing to read about Sawyer Street in 2D, It's one thing to see the street address. It's one thing to be familiar with the street and the neighborhood, with the carrier, okay, with the process of how you get your packages and your mail. And then everything starts to kind of sink and fill in. And what I realized is when you learn numbers this way with a solidity and growing awareness, okay, you make meaning, okay? The only thing is that we're not really making meaning as we only front and face, as with our back, an illusion of value. But I was able to see through my own process how it happens, how numbers become real. What else? If I do release Sure Shot, as far as I know, we ended on a good note. Just a little. Minnow chewed the his most recent little square comforter, and yeah, feathers are loose. Going back to the craft, what this person who would seemingly have more tenure and authority than me, what she could have done, she knows 2 hampers go there. Damn straight she knew, okay? Her craft didn't bring the hampers back with the numbers on it. So when I arrive, I have to go looking for a hamper and write a number on it so that when I get a package, I could toss it into it, okay? So her craft could come along after I'm done and take the hamper to the carrier, okay? So they have something called craft and crossing crafts. They don't want you to cross craft, meaning I'm not a mail handler, okay? I'm not a mail carrier. I'm a PSE. I don't know what that means in postal terms. I sort packages, and I work like a donkey, a mule, a pack horse, and I'm really okay with it because it was difficult to start at a graveyard time, and but I got used to it. And in this process of not fagging out and not burning out and knowing how not to burn out, I could see other people's weaknesses. Okay, I could see what you didn't do, what you didn't bring to the table to be able and sustainable with your own desire for higher. So knowing that, when I got someone nattering on my back, I'm like, you think I'm going to put up with that when you put me in that? You put me in that scenario, and I rose to the challenge, and I got on top of it. And what I mean is, when I started, there's 2 clerks for 2 cities. They had 2 other people working there, and I was hired with someone else to start working there. So you're looking at 6 employees. 1 clerk went on vacation, 1 went to window, 1 resigned, and 1 quit. So for 3 weeks, approximately, it was me and 1 clerk for 2 cities, and I tossed all the shit, okay? And I thought I was going to put a fucking nail in my head because 6 days a week of just non-stop. And you know what? I made my bosses look good who probably fucking didn't notice. I'm like, is this the pace? I guess this is the pace. Watch me shrink into my teenage body. I never knew it could happen. But the funny thing is that I'm not afraid to go there. I've already done that. I've been 5% body fat in college as an athlete. And they said it couldn't be done. They said it's not healthy. They did hydrostatic weighing, 5% as a female. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't set it up that way. So I was 5%, didn't have a period, and I was pretty happy about that. Didn't have a period for a couple of years. And so stress, I know how to shape. It reduced myself into my most authentic shape. Most authentic. What I mean is, some people with stress would be like this. What would be nattering in their head is, this is not healthy. I'm like, you know what? This is a lot of activity, but I can make it work. In fact, I've discovered Izzy's, IZZYS cheesecake, made here in Maine, and it's a revelation. It's so delicious and fresh. And the funny thing is, I've gone back twice in 4 days, and I'm still losing weight. I can eat cheesecake. It makes no dent in my satiety. Like, no dent in my satiety. And life is good. Eat more cheesecake. Anyway, it's funny. I do a lot out of work to be able to do the work in the work, and they're little things. Like, I work with bands at the gym outside of work, and because I was feeling a tightness on one shoulder, I'm kind of checking. It clicks a little bit, so I'm like, you know what? This isn't. They're not symmetrical. So I'm like, who am I gonna ask right away to get some information and feedback? So I went into the free weightlifting area, and because I'm kind of like, go ask a guy. A guy grunts and throws weights around and gets shoulder injuries. I know that. So I went to the free weight area, and I asked a guy. He's all meaty, and I said, hey, do you know anything about shoulder? Because I've got a tightness in one side, and it doesn't feel like the other one. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I just rehabbed mine, and he explained to me, your chest overlaps it right here at the point. And he said, I told him, well, he may have seen me use dumbbells, but you can hyperflex, okay? Hyperextend. And he mentioned that. He said only people with really good form should use the dumbbells to work this rotation. He says what he prefers is the band. So I tie it over in the adult jungle gym area and do this. And then I asked him, because he's like, do this one. I'm like, well, how do you do that? He's like, well, I put the band under my foot and then do your rotation down and up. And it helped right away. So that's what I do almost every day. Work and stretch. Silly things I do to be comfortable in my job. I also wear compression socks because they make my legs feel good. And I wouldn't think of doing that work on concrete without compression socks. So it's silly. I make my own electrolytes drink. I filter water. And I buy Celtic sea salt, honey as a humectant, and I use apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. And so I do that. And I've got other little tactics and stuff, and it seems to work. Being your desire and being responsible for its fulfillment seems to work and seems to hold you well in your container of fulfillment. And being able to concentrate on that, it allows you to feel your way into, hey, this is getting off track. And I need to, because I want to be healthy and happy and able, get it back on track, you know? So, what else? I probably bug people because I'm a show off. And I'm not trying to show off. They probably think I'm showing off. I'm not showing off. This is what I do. Okay. What the fuck? It's such a weird, pissy, petty environment on one hand, and I've yet to discover the other. But let's not go there. Let's talk with potential capacity. It's right here. I cut my hair. I decided, I maybe talked about it before, right? I pick at it on my day off usually, although I didn't do it this week, which is fine. I want this to be a little longer and then more of an angle. But yeah, I decided when I grow it out, I just wear it in a tired bun. And long hair kind of makes my face feel long. And so I thought, well, what if you just get rid of the bun? Yeah, it works. And the comment was by someone in this apartment building, well, you know, you really should pay someone to even it out and make it look stereotypically finished. And I'm like, fuck no. There's a reason it's kind of chunky and blunt and choppy, because it makes me feel good in my skin to be designer, okay? And I don't think I'm going to go back to having anyone else cut my hair. I'm into doing this myself. Pick at it, shape it every week or so, every couple of weeks, every month. I don't know, till maybe I want a different hairstyle. What else? You got this. So this is where I am in my process. I'm being my own muse, okay? Being, bringing, and receiving the value. Okay? What I'm understanding, being around people, and you know, I pull back for quite a while because I always seem to get fucking tick bite behind my ear, or something else, some jealousy by the righteous, okay, that are fucking bucking, all right? They'd have to make something up on me so they don't look ass shamed, okay, mend, all right? Think I'm going to be a willing recipient? I don't know. You know, I don't want to be antagonistic, but I'm not here to put up with your bullshit. I've got 8 years worth that you can see online, and I've got a whole lot behind that in terms of experience, okay? That's nothing but bullshit, okay? So you want to talk about my experience level living on the line and knowing how to deal with it strategically and tactically, okay? You know? I've got experience that your CEO doesn't, okay? And wouldn't, okay? And hasn't, okay? Has asked the not? No, doesn't have it. Hasn't. So you're fucking siblings with a kink, okay? You think the hoe is bow height. Defend. You're porking your sister and your brother. You're gonna fight like siblings all the time. Fiblings and siblings, okay? And that is your hopeful status of any fuck bucking hyphenated relationship, okay? On the me one eye had dude and doer, okay? So you ladies who don't want to support industry, try and R the I, try the R the I and tie the I to the ID, Dow with war and so with war. Don't consult the lot. What else? The lot is two dudes, hyphenated, and they're fishing malfeasantly to put you on donkey line and donkey time, okay? So that's where I am. I'm being my own muse in fulfillment and providing for my own value. And if you make me teach you freely, I will do so. You call my time into your donkey question, you're asking for my time, and I will give it to you. Okay? Hope you like it. Hope you like it too. All right, let's end on a good note. Let's see. None of this is going to be. There's no holistic option. Okay? Anything else I need to talk about? I'm feeling pretty good except for discovering that tick bite is swollen and I can't see. There's a little red dot or something there. I pierced my ears a long time ago. It almost feels like the bite is right where the hole would be. Anyway, it's annoying. The meta has not escaped me that this is going on in my life at work, and I've got a tick bite behind my ear because Minnow and I played frisbee there. Okay. What else? All right, I'm stopping here for now.